To quench the flames of last week's chili beers, we've got 2 more dessert stouts coming up. All the way from Zealand. No, not the new, but the old. With the Dutch masters, Kees Brewery. Bubberman Kees started out life like so many others as a home brewer, before transitioning into the professional game, becoming brewmaster at local brewery Emmelies in the process. But it was in 2015 when his dreams finally became reality, when he opened the doors to his very own brewery in his hometown of Middelburg, an ancient and historic city, famed for its lens crafting in the late 16th and early 17th century, and it's credited as being the birthplace of both the micro and the telescope. But the city itself can be dated all the way back to the 8th or 9th century. But it's safe to say it's Kees that's put it back on the map, with their decadent and outrageously good stouts. And I won't lie, I didn't even realise they brewed anything else, as big Impy stouts are all I've ever seen from them. So would be rather keen to try some of their other styles. But for today, we're sticking with the dark stuff, as today we have their Caramel Fudge Stout. Last Christmas I may not have got your heart, but I did get me a can of the cognac edition of this beer. And let me tell you, it was a right treat, so I'm expecting more of the same right here, as it promises to be 11.5% of pure decadent dessert in a glass. So let's dive in, let's get pouring. So it's sweet and very fudgy on the nose, got a nice level of chocolate in there too. So it starts with rich dark chocolate right up top, and then fades with these milky and creamy notes into that sweet fudge, and then fades out with that heavy weight of alcohol. And it leaves a nice slick oiliness in the mouth. And that creamy milkiness does give it a nice real thickness in body. And the further in you get, the more that booze starts to really take hold. At first it was just a little kiss in that finish. Now it's really starting to push away some of those milky notes, giving the beer a much richer feel. And the thing that really jumps out at you is just how beautifully balanced it is. Everything is so beautifully faded and brought together. No single flavour is overpowering any of the others, and they meld and gel and fade in and out seamlessly. And now we are down into the beer. It is just as vibrant and just as powerful as it was right at the start. Straight from the can, you get huge wafts of sweet, milky chocolate and creamy caramel. It did almost take me back to my youth and those fudge bars I used to love as a kid. Were they just called a fudge? And then the beer itself hits you, and it is exactly as advertised. Huge chocolate notes kick you off before fading into a milky creaminess. Then those huge fudge notes take to the stage. And let me tell you, if fudge is your confection of choice, you are in for some treat. Because that fudge holds true and firm throughout, only ever breaking to allow that weight of alcohol to carry you home. But even with such a heavy, boozy tail, that fudge does manage to linger in the mouth long after. And then there's that body. It's that perfect balance of creamy thickness without being overly heavy. So to call Kees a master craftsman would be doing him a disservice. And that's before you even get to the balance of the beer. Boy, is it balanced beautifully. The advertised flavours blend and gel and fade in and out absolutely flawlessly, never overpowering or outlasting their welcome. It was a treat and a joy. And if dessert stouts, or even fudge in general, float your boat, then this little beaut will not disappoint. And as it is the season, I can't think of too many better stocking fillers.